Here we go. We are live from, where are you?
Roanoke, Virginia.
Roanoke, Virginia. And of course, I am here holding down the entire fort from the podcast center. I am doing everything tonight, today, everything except being in Virginia. Here we go. Simply Ray is already here cheering on Madden 24 as an EA partner. He is obligated and supposed to do that. Mr. Pwned is here. You are in Virginia for what reason, sir?
Soccer tournament. We've got let me see. Can I turn this?
Last one of the summer?
Oh, first one of the season.
Oh, first one of the
season. There we go. Yeah, there we are. Look at that. Look at nice little soccer field, a little mountain off in to the side. Yeah. Yeah. So that is why I am not at home, Jeff. That's why we're so late.
We are 2 hours. We are not late. We are just 2 hours a little delayed, but that's okay. We've done the show in the morning. We've now done the show late morning. We've also done the show in the evening. That is okay. And he's back.
Don't hit the back button on your phone when you're trying to get out of the camera thing.
Yeah, if you leave, I just keep talking, and there you go. So, all right. Well, you had a safe travel, uneventful travel.
It was good. On the way up, only ran into 3 other drivers that I wanted to get out of the car and punch. We came a lot of back roads, cutting across the state, and you've got these little windy public roads that go through the mountain. One guy came up over around the bend and was in between both of the lanes. He was riding in the middle of the double yellow lines, and it's like, what the hell are you doing, dude? Wake up. But other than that, no big deal.
That's why you got to play Trucking Simulator with Crow and I and Ray and SPG and Sierra and Callie. We just go right. Last week I went right. I didn't even. Crow's like, Jeff, you didn't even slow down. You just sped up and blew the guy up. SPG, guys in Jeeps. SPG does not like guys in Jeeps. He just takes out Jeeps like they are. He aims for the Jeeps. I'm not sure why, but
it's easy when you can just take a $500,000 loan to get a new truck in the game. You know what I mean?
No, we use the rental truck. It's not our truck. We don't own the truck. It's someone else's problem. So we don't use our truck. Is the only one that drives with his own truck. We all just use whatever truck there's kicking around.
That Doc, and an overachiever.
Yeah. Whereas we all just get the rental truck, then we don't have to pay for gas or damage because sometimes there is a good amount of damage when I return the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes
more often than not.
Sometimes we just want to scratch the VIN off and set it on fire and walk away.
Oh my God. That should be an addition to the game. You should be able to do that.
I know, right? All right. So what are we talking about today, sir? So we're going to talk about
a lot of good stuff.
Game ever made. Clint Oldenburg, who is a former practice squad lineman in the National Football League, says this is the greatest game ever. The new Sapien technology. I know there are other people who love the game. I would love to hear. Purple Haze is here. I would love to get Project Storm's definition of Sapien technology because and it's just the greatest game ever. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to find out if you've ever been blindsided, right, Zach? Because apparently that's a thing.
It is.
And then Ray will no longer be able to block me on the X, according to Elon. And then my tweet of the week is for you. It is for you, my friend. It is for you.
Okay.
And then of course we have a whole bunch of stuff we wondered if you hear about, and then apparently you're giving me a top 5 challenge.
That's right. A la what you did for me a few weeks ago. So just a different topic.
Yeah, cannot wait. I love it. Purple Haze is here. All right. So as always,
last week.
As always, we are sponsored by Wondershare. You see, I've been pumping out the videos and I've been using the graphics and I've got the text, the text, the speed. It's all Wondershare. I just punch it all in. I drag and drop into my timeline. I pull in audio. I pull in graphics. Even all my thumbnail, everything. Thanks to our friends over at Wondershare. If you want to step up your content game, just, you know what? Just don't make a clip on your PlayStation and then go PS5 share. No, step it up.
With the hashtag.
And just don't, drag it in, bring it into Filmora, make it look impressive. That's what did you see Mr. Beast doing that? Do you see Mark Rober doing that? These all guys have millions of subscribers. You want to step up your game. Just don't post a stupid little, look at PS5 share.
I mean, if we're being honest, Jeff, they have people to do that stuff for them, right?
They didn't start off. You know what? No. There's a huge creator that you've never heard of named Smitty. He does all his edits. He does it all.
Respect.
So SMI7TY Smitty. He's Canadian. He does all his own graphics. So,
definitely a lot of time in the video editing. You can really get lost in there if you're a creative person.
God, I love doing I wish I had more time to edit. I sometimes don't spend nearly enough time editing the videos. So, but yeah, I love it. All right. It is Madden season. I put on YouTube and everybody I spent $1,000 on packs and I'm every touchdown with every wide receiver. And I'm every time I score a touchdown, I'm taking a drink. And so all these yahoos are pumping out the Madden 24, all the promotional videos and getting paid for it. So, you know what? And good for them. I'm a big fan. If somebody's going to pay you to play a game, someone's going to pay to make content, go for it. Go for it. I'm a big fan of that. Done it myself many times. So, yeah. But, it's not off to a great start. And we all know this.
It did not.
No, servers were not working. Again, that's one of the reasons I stopped. There are many reasons why I stopped playing Madden. The last Madden I played, 2021, whatever it was. They would do some big event where you had to sign in at 8:00, and by 9:00, the servers were still not up and running. Like their servers are notoriously horrible. Seems like they were unprepared.
The Call of Duty launch is always the same way as well. Most of these games, we're seeing the launches have issues time after time with the servers, and especially that startup, that midnight rollover. Everybody that's trying to play it right at midnight, getting on at one time, it's just overload. So not surprising, but this is kind of year after year for Madden as well, is it not?
It is every year, and I can, we can spend every week. I can pull out, whatever it is that, what really got me. And no offense to Ray, because I know Ray is an EA partner and a big Madden guy, and your Project Storm, another one in Purple's community and a big supporter of the Perp.
Mm-hmm.
What got it to me was a number of years ago. Madden said, if you buy this pack, you have a chance of getting this player. And then a few hours later, they came out and said, oh yeah, that's right. We didn't put him in the pack. So all of you people who bought it, you had zero chance of getting it because we didn't actually put the player in the pack. And at that point, I was done. I was like, you know what? That's just fraud. You know what? Don't make people go out and buy packs. And then, So, that was when I was officially done with Madden. I was just done with their stuff, boing points, and they're not being registered. That's just, you and all the Madden lovers and all the guys paid to play Madden are like, oh, it's okay. They'll fix this. Oh, it's okay. It doesn't, but it happens day in. This is not the only time. Every time, the last time I played Ultimate Team, every time there was a new program, it was broken. And you can probably find old tweets that I tweeted people, and I'm like, well, that's your own fault for buying the thing when it first launches, because it's always broken anytime they roll out a new program throughout the year.
Yeah.
So And there's the X is full of videos, and people will say, yeah, it's not perfect, but it's the only
I love
game.
this.
It's the only game we got. And I there's Maxim football coming. There's Axis. There's Wildcat. There's STG, and I can go back and play the old good ones if I want my football fix. So, you know what? I'm done with Madden. You guys want to spend the $100+ and buy your game, and you want to buy the packs. You know what? Go for it. I'm going to spend my dollars on maybe one of the smaller games, maybe an indie developer. I'd rather give $20 to an indie developer to play a game than these guys.
Yeah. Yep. I haven't owned a Madden since 2017 when Gronk was on the cover. The last one I played was, 21 or 22, whichever one had the free play days on Stadia there towards the end.
Yeah.
And I did play that one. And to be honest, I mean, not playing it for 4, 5, 6 years, whatever it had been, it's like riding a bike. I mean, it's the same game that it was back then. And that I think in itself is sad. I don't have a big, I don't play a lot of Madden. Obviously I just said that, but I do play NHL. I'm not very good at it, but I enjoy playing NHL. And it made me upset last year because the creative player mode, I can't remember what they call it, but it starts off the same way that it has for the past couple of years of the game, right? If you can't even take the time to change up the storyline or to add in a few different animations, like that's just pure laziness to me. And we see it with all of these games that have annual installments. You see that time over time because there's just not enough time for them in the course of a year to get all of these features and things built in that they want to test it, to launch it, to go gold, the whole nine. So I don't care how many people you have on your staff. There's just time when it comes to this stuff.
Now, somebody can fact check me, but Angry Joe did a video. NBA 2K is adding a battle pass in addition to buying the game. So in addition to buying the game, in addition to whatever, they're going to throw in a battle pass too. So,
if that's the case, then the game should just be free. I'm sorry.
I know. And if it was free, I would have less criticism if it was free. But I'm not going to pay $100 to play this when, there are people out there. Oh, I'm number one Madden player look at them in the top 100. You know what? It's just luck. It's just, look, I won. Oh, so an animation fell your way. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Oh, so it pulled an animation for you to make the catch, not an interception. Oh,
I tell you, one of the things that we had that we did not put in here, there's a lot of videos going around about the coverage issues in all Madden, which is the highest difficulty mode, right? And instead of playing man-to-man coverage, you can change to just like a streak. You can change your wide receiver to a streak, and it'll completely adjust the defense into zone instead of man-to-man. And so they fall off the man and they drop into zone, and then you're free over the top for like a long pass. So I've seen a lot of videos about stuff like that, specifically with the all Madden mode. And I don't know if it's just that mode or not, but everybody's been specifying that it's in the all Madden. So,
yep. So I challenged one guy. I said, I'll play you, and I'll just pick the play that you can't stop, and you'll rage quit. And he's like, oh, so bring it on, buddy. I'm like, dude.
So when are you and Ray playing?
I don't own the game. Never. I will, unless Clint and everybody at EA is fired and they actually rebuild the game, I'm not going to play it. So, and Ray's right. It's been around. They have the exclusive license. Last year, there was reporters asking the commissioner about the broken game, and he wouldn't answer the questions. So they keep making $1 billion. I see tweets from people going, "This game sucks, but I gotta buy it." All right, well, that's, you know what? I can't. You want to blow your money that way? I'm gonna spend my money, and I'm gonna play games by smaller little development companies. And
that's your choice.
If Joe releases a game, I'll buy Joe's game. Right?
Yeah.
I know everyone's going to want free codes from Joe, but you know what, Joe? How much is your game? $10? Well, I'll buy your game, Joe, and I'll play your game.
Well, we also didn't put this in there, but Madden is going to stay relevant for a while, especially when NFL players are coming out saying that they're using it to scout their opponents before the game.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill says that he goes in and looks at their awareness, their speed, all their ratings, and that's how he chooses what he's going to do to them.
Yeah. Whatever, buddy. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. It's hilarious. So
the ratings are just arbitrary. I like how, like, when they show clips of some guy with a ratings adjustment jacket and he's at games. The ratings mean nothing. We all know that. So the ratings mean nothing, Tyreek. You know that. But there's equal number of players that want out of the game. And Bill Belichick is still not in the game because he knows it's a piece of crap and he won't be in the game. So,
is that true? I didn't know that. I didn't know Bill Belichick wasn't in the game.
Yeah, fact check me on that, Ray. Ray, can you go and send me do a tweet of the Patriots coach for me? That would be great. If somebody could fact check that for me, that would be fabulous. Oh, Unitrix is here. There we go.
Very interesting.
All right.
Unitrix.
Enough of that broken game. Oh, Ray says it's true. Ray says it's true. And if
It's
Bill
true.
Belichick doesn't want to be in something, that's got to say something. All right. So
I wonder what the language is in that. That would be interesting to research one day.
Yeah, the contract. Yep.
Yeah. Why he's not in that? Because it's with the NFLPA, and then the Coaches Association, right? So if all the other coaches are in there, what was the language that allowed him not to be? I think that would be interesting to know. Sorry, I got carried away on that.
I should look that up. I should research that. Okay. The Blind Side.
Great movie.
It was a good movie. It was based on a book, which is based on the
real life story.
The real life story of Michael Orr. So for those of you who don't know, in 30 seconds or less, he guess they lived in Mississippi, and he didn't have a home. He was brought in, taken in by this rich family, and he was a bigger boy. He had some talent. They, of course, wanted him to go and play at their alma mater. You can explain better than I can about how that works.
Yeah, Ole Miss.
Then, of course, he got to the NFL. He was a star in the NFL. He won a Super Bowl. He, signed a few contracts, made a boatload of money.
Yep.
And, everybody, Sandra Bullock won an Oscar for her portrayal of the Tuohys. So, yeah. And then Michael Orr is working on his own book. I'm just going to put that out there. And then
yeah.
There he is with the team.
With the Tuohys.
There he is. Drafted overall, little SJ, and there he is getting drafted, and all is good.
So he has now come out and said that he's not received any money for that movie.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that there's more to this story than the headlines that are out there, because this isn't the first time that he's talked about this. I want to say it was back in like 2011 or 2012. They did an interview with him about the movie, and he came out and said that, he understood that he was in a conservatorship, right? The conservatorship is where the holdup is and everything, because he's saying that he didn't understand it meant what it meant, but he acknowledged being a part of one. It's unfortunate in the sense that somebody was asked to do something that they didn't fully understand, or maybe they didn't have somebody there to teach or tell them the difference between the right and the wrong.
He had them. He had his parents, right?
Yeah.
Riley,
and a little love goes a long way.
If somebody came to sign Riley to a deal, and Riley goes, "Dad, is this right?" And Dad's like, "Yeah, you sign this, Riley. This is good." Meanwhile, it's really good for Todd and not good for Riley. Riley's going to believe you because,
Yeah.
he would think and she would think that you have their best interest in heart. It's going to get into some really legal stuff. Because he was 18, so he couldn't be adopted. He had to sign this.
Well, it's also a situation that you and I will know nothing about because of where he grew up and how he grew up.
Yes, correct.
Grew up on the other side of poverty, right? In kind of a rough neighborhood. If you want to take the movie for credit on this, I mean, it wasn't an easy way to grow up for him. So Purple says, can you all explain the conservatorship versus the adoption? I don't know that I'm the best person to, but the conservatorship, from what I understand, it allows you the legal ability to make decisions for somebody that's unable to make them for themselves. The adoption means that you are essentially their child. And so all of the rights that would go with being born to a set of parents would then come along with the adoption.
Correct. And because he was 18, they couldn't adopt him. You can't adopt an adult, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So they only did it legally to help him make decisions and help set him up for his career, right? So there's a lot of ways that you can look at that and say that wasn't a very good thing. That should be a penalty kick right there. He just got tackled from behind in the box. No call. Sorry, I have a soccer game going on in front of me here.
That sounds legal. That sounds
legal.
Whatever you just said. Right.
A little elbow to the back of the head, no big deal.
That's right. And basically, you can think of it like a power of attorney, right? As we get older, we may have power of attorney over our parents. That means we can make the financial decisions. We can make medical decisions, right? So basically, they could sign it. They could use his name.
They were allowed to support him. Yep.
Well, they could sell his name, images, likeness, right?
But I'm saying they're able to financially support him. They're able to have meetings on his behalf, like you said, with the power of attorney. There's a lot of things in there as well. There you go. Ray helps to explain that there even better with the definition. So
correct. That's right. So it's usually you're taking over for somebody who Britney Spears had a conservatorship, right? She was in a she couldn't make her own decisions.
Well, she's got a book coming out too.
So she was in a famous conservatorship. Somebody else held responsible. If you are unable to make your own financial decisions, right? Then somebody else will act on your behalf, and that's what and he was an adult, so he theoretically could have made his own decisions, right? Yeah. I think all NFL players, all rookies, should be signed into conservatorships.
Yeah. and all this does, and not to throw names and be hateful, anything like that. That is not my intention here. What this does is it points to them looking like this was an idiot that they could take advantage of. That's in hindsight, that's what it looks like, and it sucks. It's kind of shitty, Like, I don't know. We've seen a couple of these stories. This is probably the most prolific one, just because of the movie, right? But there's a lot of situations where, because of sports, kids want to get emancipated. You see it a lot in some of the fancier sports where people that may not be from this country are very good, so they look for emancipation so that they can make those professional sports decisions and things. So I think I remember a couple of tennis players like that. Purple, you'd have to check me on that one, but I think that there's a lot more of them than we even know about. It's just not public knowledge. This is just Disney, this is Hollywood, and it's blown up. So
And that's right, Purple. Just so I can understand, as Britney went crazy, that's why she was put. That's why, but why put him in one? But then I get why they can't adopt them. It was to control the money.
It was all about helping him get into school. They wanted him to go to Ole Miss and play football at Ole Miss because that was their alma mater, right?
And they had planned to sell this. They sold the rights to this. It's all about money. It all comes down. Yeah. It all comes down to money.
And the crazy thing is they were well off beforehand. It's not like they needed him to be wealthy.
Yeah.
So I think the one line that got me in there that they were talking about, maybe I don't have it on the screen there, but he said something about here recently he just found out that he was the only one that wasn't getting paid. And so for the longest time, he thought that maybe there were others that weren't getting paid. So he was just like, oh, well, cool. It's all good. At least I'm not the only one. And then he found out he's the only one. And now it's like, oh, hey, I'm not making any money. The story's about me.
Well, and so SJ, Sean Jr., he was on Barstool last week explaining himself, and you go back and watch it, but basically I think he said something like they only got like 250, him and his sister got like $250,000 from the movie, so that would be, Ryzak adopting somebody, that person becoming famous and rich, and then you giving money to Riley and Zach just because you're their brother, and so
blood trumps water kind of thing.
He was on there trying to defend himself. So can this be tossed up to some misunderstanding? No, I think there's something. No, because they did it on purpose. They made him. They made it sound like this is so we can take care of you. And it was really just so they can, spend his money. So,
Well, and there's two sides to every story, and facts will play out in court and all of that if they get there. So I think there's more. I think there's more to this than just they took advantage of him.
And he's also got a book coming out, so that's the timing around it.
No, I don't want to say that I think he's wrong. Just I think that there's always a little bit more one way or the other
going on, and the judge will have to decipher it all out. Yeah. And I haven't read any of the legal filings on what's been said and whatnot.
Well, and headlines, do what they do to drive traffic, right? So easier to make it look like they're bad people for the headlines, or easier to make him look like he's a bad person for the headlines. So
she's a motivational speaker. I guess she helps other rich white women find poor kids and help take advantage of them or something. I don't know what she speaks about. Some people were saying Sandra Bullock should give back her Oscar. But her co-stars said she's a person. She played a part in a movie. Shut up.
Yeah. I saw that. He defended her very quickly.
Yeah.
It was good.
And then Ray says, when I was a jeweler to athletes, I'd watch young men throw money away on jewelry, stupid money. See, the NFL and the other leagues are trying to do better with these kids, trying to get them. But I think all the kids should be signed into conservatorship when they come into the NFL and the NBA and MLB and stuff, because they get all this money and they start blowing it on cars and guns and whatever and whatever else. So
and Purple, your comment there, I don't have facts or numbers to back up anything, but I would imagine that it happens a lot more than you and I realize. I've seen, just being around basketball for as long as I was, there were a lot of shady dealings that were happening at those AAU tournaments, believe me. So when you find people that don't have much and you can offer them a little bit of something, I think that it might not be to this level of conservatorship, but I think that there are definitely people that get involved with some of these young athletes, parents, families, talking as advisors or agents, people that maybe did something in their life and have a little bit of street cred, but they're a shitty person. I think that happens more than we realize.
I think it does too. And we just don't hear, this is a big name. Because of the movie and Sandra Bullock and the Oscar and the Super Bowl and this, that, and the other, but it happens. You hear, you can probably research and find there's bad managers, bad accountants. There's all sorts of, they see something.
Oh, look at Taylor Swift. Look at what Taylor Swift's going through right now.
Yeah.
Her, if you don't know, Jeff, her manager basically has the rights to all of her music. So she is re-releasing everything, just calling it her version, so she can re-release all of her songs and have it be hers again. So there's stuff all the time, big profile, low profile. Most of them you don't hear about. I think of people like Len Bias and those that back in the day they were the next thing. There wasn't anything like what we have now. Imagine somebody like Len Bias today. People would have been drooling over their chance to get his 5 minutes.
Yep.
So
exactly. Look at your look at your Wembanyama guy. If there, and we said this before, if there is money, there is going to be shady people.
Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons why I can't wait to talk to Brian. when I eventually get the chance to, because I want to ask more questions about that off record, off camera. I kind of want to know what's out there that we don't see. How many sharks are in the water, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and we've talked
I think
about
that kind of stuff's interesting.
And we've talked about some of the negative side of the college NIL stuff that's happening out there right now.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
That. So again, now these kids now in college, they can start selling, and there's the sharks are circling, trying to get their, people want a lot of money to do nothing. So, and
benefits, there are benefits to it from a business standpoint. You're learning how to manage a business, but at what expense, at what cost,
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Anyway. All right. Well, that was a good story. Thanks for chatting on that one, guys.
The Blindside Central Book is heartbroken over the Michael Orr allegations. I bet you she is.
Yeah. That's got to be tough to be associated with something that can, like Perp said, have a very dark ending. But not that she's a part of it, but she played the role in the story, right? So.
I need to step away for a second. I need to block Ray on X. So give me. Oh wait.
I thought you already blocked him.
Yeah.
But you won't be blocked anymore, Ray.
He sends me these tweets in the middle of the night about Madden and fantasy football and other stuff.
I just really wish that he would stop tweeting you about Madden, so you would stop getting so upset with him in your retweets, telling him to stop tagging you.
It's true. That is true. He needs to really stop tagging me in his Madden.
Yeah, he needs to chill out.
So anyways, yes, Elon said he was going to remove... He was going to remove being blocked. And he goes, it makes no sense. So I don't understand what makes no sense. His tweet that that he's going to block it, or blocking makes no sense. I'm not sure what it makes no sense relates to, or if it was his tweet.
He's lifting the blocking on profiles and posts, but the blocking still stays for the DMs.
Yeah.
So someone can publicly harass you, but they can't privately harass you?
Yep. So Ray
doesn't make a lot of sense.
Ray asks a really good question. It's like Ray was in our production meeting. So he says, yes, blocking is going to be deleted as a feature, except for DMs. And then someone said, you can't do this. The feature to block someone is required, according to Apple and the Google. There it is, right there. The ability to block abusive users from right there. Boom. Right in there, like bullet point number 3. Boom, right there. And this is in both Apple and the Google Play Store. So yes, Ray, both Apple and the Google have rules against that. Now that tweet has since been deleted. So that tweet has since been deleted. Took me a minute because nothing is deleted on the internet. It took me a second to find that this morning when we decided to add that in. And then, of course, the boss lady herself, in responding to, I'm not familiar, just another, some sort of verified user. I'm not familiar with this particular person.
You just never got her name before.
But so this person tweeted the boss lady, or the boss lady, tweeted the boss lady. And she said, our users' safety on X is our number one priority, and we are building something better than the current state of block and mute, but please keep the feedback coming. So are they backtracking now with all the hate? Possibly not. Who knows? Are they going to come out with something new? Is this, Elon was just having one too many drinks and decided to throw out something, and now the entire team had to backtrack? Who knows? I've seen a lot of tweets from people showing the number of blocked users they have. I've never gone and dug through my profile to see who, but I block people all the time because I keep getting all these crypto scams and all these scams from graphic artists. It was funny.
I don't think I have anybody blocked. I think I just mute people.
Yeah, that works too. Some guy,
but that's not tied into this, right? The muting is still going to be there.
Right. Some guy DM'd me about, he's a graphics guy, wanted to sell his services. And I said, but you're not a hot blonde girl. That's the only messages I get from young hot blonde girls say, why would I choose you when I got my DMs are full of, You know,
I love all the followers I get. I've had 50 new followers on X in the last, I don't know, let's say 6 months, okay? Because, you know, I'm not that popular.
That's the populator of this show. That's all the popularity of this show.
Yeah, let's say 50 new subscribers in the past 6 months, and 49 of them are like girls that are from Asia.
Yeah.
And I don't, you know, I know that they're all fake, but it's just, it's kind of funny how it all looks the same.
And their counts were all created around the same. They're all created in March, April.
Like a day before. And when I go look at the followers, it's always like Elon Musk, me, and like video game things. And I'm like, you got 6 followers, and Elon and I are 2 of them. That's amazing. I'm so important.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. God.
Exactly. You know, I find myself every day finding it harder to defend this platform.
Yeah, it's you know, still though, it's my go-to for getting news. And it doesn't feel the same, it doesn't look the same. I think the thing that makes it harder for me is I miss the interaction that we had with the Stadia community, because everybody was so excited and involved in the same thing. And so we all had something mutual to talk about, and there was always an excitement for chatting with each other. And then when that went away and everybody's kind of gone into their, you know, different avenues, it's really quieted a lot of that. And then you had a lot of people that went to Mastodon. You had a lot of people that went over to, what was that, Hive or Sting or whatever that thing was. You got the threads over here. It's, you know, follow me here, follow me there, follow me there, follow me here, come see me over here. No, I ain't got time for all that. I'm doing a show from a soccer field right now. Like, let's go.
Yep, Ray's on Hive. A lot of people left X when it was Twitter, went to the Mastodon. You know, I use I see a lot of good stuff on T2 as well as Blue Sky. I know these are things you guys have never heard of, but that's okay. One day you will. One of my thread friends, you know, he's like, would there be more adoption if there was a web version of Threads? And I was like, you mean on your phone, going into a browser and then accessing it? He goes, well, I meant from my laptop. And I asked him, he hasn't answered yet. I said, do you use Instagram from your laptop? I don't think I've ever gone to my laptop and gone to Instagram.com on my laptop.
No, I just I feel like the phone is the way to go for everybody, right? We a majority of us have a phone. A majority of us use that phone as an essential tool in our pocket every day, and that's what I mean, if I go sit down on the couch to watch a show, I'm not busting out my laptop waiting for it to start up and then going to x.com. I'm pulling out my phone and I'm hitting the app, you know?
Yep. Yeah. Fun fact, Filmora has a mobile version. So if you're on the, you know, if you're doing something on the road like you are, big thing happen, you could quickly edit it up in Filmora and post it right out. So yeah, Filmora has a great app.
I brought my drone with me. I was going to fly my drone and videotape the game, and I just went to my Before You Fly app, and I'm in a restricted airspace that I have to have authorization. So I'm not going to be doing that today.
Yeah, probably.
But I could have gone back to the hotel, pulled that memory card, popped it in, and I could have made me a little video.
Yep.
So
it's all good.
It's good.
Yep. All right. Cool. All right. So the post of the week. So this is my post of the week. This is for you, Ryzak. Oh, it played. Look at that.
It started to, and then it stopped. There it goes.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on the guy in the black shirt right there following Messi, right? Oh. This guy has been paid. You can let it go again now that we said that. So getting off the bus, you see the guy standing there right at the door. He's right beside that guy in the blue shirt, right? Just watch. He's just waiting and waiting and waiting for Messi to get off that bus. And as soon as he steps on the bus, he is on his six tighter than glue.
Yeah.
So Inter Miami has had to hire this private security for him, because if you remember, Jeff, you pointed this out to me last night. When he first got to Miami, he was grocery shopping with no issues.
Yeah.
No issues at all. Nobody knew who he was. Now he's scored 6 goals in 6 games. People understand that he's one of the greatest, if not the greatest, soccer player on the planet. And now everybody wants a piece of him. So he had to get a little special detail. But what I think is really interesting is when you go to the next portion of the tweet, this guy follows him around during the game. So here he is. He's getting ready to take a corner kick. A fan runs onto the field, trying to take a picture. Look who steps in.
He's there before security, before the security. Did you see that?
There, and he just grabs this dude. He doesn't get aggressive with him. Watch how he handles this. He just steps in. No, dude. Hey, look, we got to go this way. Come on, buddy. Come on. Look, nothing like those baseball security guards that try to go all freight train on people and try to tackle them and kill them. No, he steps right in front of the most popular soccer player on the planet, calmly steps in front of this kid that's running at him and escorts him away. Right? Yeah. Like it was just so cool. So cool. Yeah. If you read into this tweet a little bit more, and into some of the comments, they were saying, does he sprint up and down the sidelines following him? And the answer to that is no. He does follow him. He does follow him. He stays in the general area where he is, but when he goes to the corner kicks, that's when he's down on the side, because that's really the only time that he's going to stop, unless he's taking a free kick from out in the middle of the field. But yes, he paces up and down the sidelines, following the play, and then whenever it's a corner kick, he is down there in the corner with him. So pretty amazing, right? What do you say, Jeff? Take my post off screen.
Yeah, I left the LOL or I knew it or something on the screen, and it was.
I got you. I
didn't notice it was spelled incorrectly, and yada yada yada. And I had to switch off to the other. I had to switch back to I'm running everything here. I have to switch back.
I know you are.
No, I was telling. Well, I was explaining the.
I think I think that it's interesting to see this level of security for the one player. I think it goes to speak volumes to how unpopular this sport is in America on the grand scheme of things. When something like this becomes big news, right? So anyway, interesting character. I need to learn his name. I didn't catch his name. I need to look his background up. Probably like some ex SOCOM Navy SEALs, something. I don't know. Anyway, it was pretty cool.
Probably.
All right, Jeff. Well, what did we not hear about?
Oh, our boy SBF.
Oh man.
Yep. SBF. So
he owes me some money.
For those that this is the FTX guy. This is the guy who, did a lot of bad stuff, a lot of fraud, a lot of this, a lot of that. He was under house arrest, and the judge said, don't talk to anybody. What has he been doing? He called a New York Times reporter 100 times. He gave the New York reporter allegedly the diary of his ex-girlfriend, or also known as the CEO of the company. Now, it wasn't a book. It wasn't like, here's a book. I'm going to leave it under the bushes. No, he sent a Google Doc. He sent this reporter a Google Doc saying, this is her diary, wink, wink, with all sorts of crap in it, trying to get, and he published it.
You're not slick, dude.
And he's been intimidating other people, and so the judge said, you know what, you're going to jail. I warned you. You can't follow the rules. You're going to jail, and he's in the same jail as that Ghislaine Maxwell, who had some issues with the Jeffrey Epstein.
Yep.
So yeah, that's now he's going to be there waiting trial, and this guy just doesn't.
I think
I just don't get it.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't this dude only like 24 or 25 years old?
I think he's a little older than that, but
is he a little older now?
I
think I remember hearing when all this first started that he was like 24 or 25, and I'm flabbergasted at the amount of people that allowed him to take advantage of them, saying that he was going to be able to give them all this money when he was X amount of years old. Like, there's no way anybody would believe me today. And I'm 41, right?
But he had the money. He had the money, and he did it. So
on paper.
No, but he did give. But he had money. He gave it to.
He had money, just didn't have all that money that he said he had.
No, not for investors.
It was like hundreds of billions of dollars that he was being evaluated for, if I'm
But
not
he was
mistaken.
also but he was also giving money to congressmen and senators on
Yes.
both
Yes.
sides to try to win.
But you know how that works. That's not his money per se. All that money's being moved around from all those accounts that he was getting and everything. That's where a lot of the trouble started. It's a lot like that Bernie Madoff thing. Except this involves crypto.
It does, and this happened very quickly. Bernie Madoff was like a 40-year career of
screwing people.
Of screwing people. Whereas this guy just kind of did it. So
yeah.
All right. So we didn't know if you guys heard about him or not, but
well, he's in the clink. Oh, this is a good one.
Jerry Rice
this
and
one Ray
Deion Sanders faced each other throughout their careers. Now their sons, Brendan Rice and Shiloh Sanders, could meet on the gridiron this season. USC
Look, I'm just gonna
Colorado.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say, for all the years that I watched Jerry Rice play, he never scared me as being some sort of imposing threat physically. Like, he wasn't bigger than everybody, stronger than everybody, right? He was a finesse route runner with great hands.
Yes.
His son looks jacked. His son looks jacked. Look at that dude, man. Holy heck. And he's a wide receiver? Wonder how big he is. I didn't even look that up.
No. Ray, can you get some stats on Brendan for us? Can you drop some stats in the chat?
Dude is jacked. Good golly.
Yep.
Hey, he's gonna look like me soon if he keeps that up. Woo.
Oh, Purple Haze says that's her brother. Nice. Nice. Excellent. So
yeah, that dude is huge. So wait a second. Let me ask you a question, Jeff. Does Deion have two sons that are playing at Colorado? Is one a cornerback and one a quarterback?
He's got a number. He's only got the one.
I thought his son was the quarterback, the QB.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I thought that was the case.
So.
I thought I read something the other day that Deion Sanders' son was slinging it all over practice and that he's a Heisman Trophy candidate.
My brother's teacher was Jerry Rice's aunt, is what she meant to say.
Oh, dang. That's pretty cool.
So there you go. Oh, she hit enter too quick. So I jumped. I jumped too fast on the display.
She was excited. She was excited. Those fingers were working overtime.
My teacher was Jerry Rice's aunt. So
no, that's super cool.
Yeah. So that should be fun. That should be fun to watch this year. Lots of storylines. Lots of storylines in college football. If you don't pay attention to college football, hopefully there's a sports show that's going to chat about it because there's a lot of cool storylines.
We're going to start seeing this a lot more, Jeff, where the players that we grew up watching and idolizing's kids are now playing each other.
We already do.
It's going to be even, more so going forward because
we grew up watching.
You just look at like the Jameses, like what's going on with the Bronnies and the Wades and all of them. They're all playing together. Like, it's every sport.
Yeah, but don't forget, we all grew up watching Ed McCaffrey, and now he's got a son playing in the National Football League.
Yeah. Oh no, there's a lot of sons, right? But I just mean to be hyped up like this, like their sons going against each other, just like dads did. We're gonna constantly see more of that.
Don't forget the Griffies. The Griffies played together. Yes. Don't forget that. Like, were they the first father son?
Is that the last father son to play together?
I think it's the only father and son to play together.
I
don't know where Crow fact-checked us. I don't know how many.
I don't think that's the case, and I for some reason think that there was another baseball family that played together. But I feel like the Griffies might have been the last one.
Obviously, maybe back in the day. Like
I think hockey.
I don't think hockey, yes, because there was
Didn't Ray Bork play with his kid?
Oh, really?
I think Ray Bork might have played one year when his kid got called up for his first year.
All right.
For some reason, Ray Bork is in my mind for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, you keep going.
Did Cal Ripken play with his dad?
Cal Ripken, maybe.
Yeah.
Cal Ripken played with his brother. Ripken played with his brother, Billy Ripken.
There was a couple of there was a few other that would be a great 5 questions.
That would be
a great 5 questions. Yeah.
Yes. Hey, segue into our. No, I'm just playing.
Purple and Ray both got there with Ripken. Bobby Hall played with his son. And I think there was
Brett Hall.
and I think there was a brother. Wasn't there a brother too? Obviously you've got Vladimir Guerrero on the Blue Jays, but he never played with his dad. But and obviously Steven never played with his dad.
I wonder about racing. Did Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Dale Earnhardt Sr. race in the same race?
Oh wow! Before he passed away, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm wondering, or did he start after his dad passed? I don't know the answer to that, but that might be another close one.
What about all the Andrettis? There's 1,000 Andrettis.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't have as much knowledge in that sport, so
yeah, there's a lot of Andrettis
or the Schumachers, or
probably a lot of Olympic athletes. Yeah, yes,
yep.
All right,
golf. I'm sure there's golfers.
That's a topic for another. It's a topic for another.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. We'll need to remember that. Equestrian sports, yeah.
Good news.
Oh, geez, not this jackass.
Good news, bad news. He is not going to. Good news for him, bad news for the rest of the world. He will not be the target of a criminal referral from Congress.
So ridiculous. The guy has his team stripped from him. He's under X amount of investigations, but nope, no criminal charges. He's a saint. Get out of here.
Yep. Yeah, we're just gonna skip over this one. It was just something. I'm just wondering if you heard about it, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I you know how emotional I am when it comes to him. So
I do. And maybe the fact that now that there's no criminal investigation, maybe now he's just gonna go away. He's just gonna go away now, and maybe this is the last news story we ever have to hear of this guy again.
It stinks to want to root against somebody, right? Like, I love to see people succeed, and I want the best for people.
Yeah.
But just knowing what an underlying piece of shit this guy is, and just how he was caught trying to take advantage of people in situations, I want to see him fail. I don't know, if he loses money, I'm gonna smile. Like, it just. It's at that level for me when it comes to him. He completely just took away the feeling of wanting to be a fan of a team for me. So, I got my own personal issues there, but I could give two craps what happens to him. This amazes me that with everything that they have, all the stuff that came up from from that Gruden email on, and there's nothing there to charge this guy with. What about all the victims? What about all the people that had to put up with everything they did? The players, the coaches, the staff, the cheerleaders. I don't know. I think the one thing that disgusts me more than anything, and it's probably just because I feel like I'm a decent man, but also because I have a daughter, is him requesting a intern to make a video for him of all of the wardrobe malfunctions when the swimsuit players would go, or when the cheerleaders would go and do the swimsuit shoots, right? It just makes my stomach curl. I had not a friend by any means, but a mutual acquaintance that he got busted trying to videotape girls in changing rooms at a mall. It's on par with that, like the disgust level. So
Purple says she's come to the conclusion that most billionaires are pieces of crap. It takes a special jerk to accumulate that type of wealth, inherit it, and think you are special. You are not
100%,
but she is not wrong.
No, we've talked about some of the owners and some of the stuff that's going on. We talked about the Bidwells and kind of the history there.
Even Jerry isn't squeaky clean. All right. Anyways, moving on. Moving on. This was your story. A failed young trade reportedly prevented Chicago from shut.
Hey, where did Luol Deng go to school, Jeff? Do you know?
Duke.
He did go to Duke. Good job. I was hoping you'd get that one. So Luol Deng had a massive contract, right? He had a couple of really good years, and then he landed like a mega contract. It was like 7 years, 190 million something. I'm probably wrong there, but it was a mega contract. And then he wasn't producing to the level of that contract. So his contract went down as one of the trading chips of the league for a while. He got traded to LA, or did he go to Chicago from LA? I can't remember, but that contract followed around, and he would get moved team to team to team because of that contract number against their salary cap, and he would never play. And had the Bulls, this story came out, had the Bulls been able to move that contract, the big three of LeBron, D Wade, and Chris Bosh would have been playing in Chicago.
Yeah.
And that to me is just, if I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, I'm like, seriously? Seriously? Because then D Wade wound up going there anyway, right? So
they won enough. They won enough. They had that other guy. They won enough. You okay?
Man, I was sneezing my head off there for a minute. Sorry. The wind blew something into my face. I just mean because of the dynasty that was the Jordan era, right? Then for that franchise to have been able to go through that again with LeBron, hometown hero Dwayne Wade, would have been very cool for their fans. Instead, they continue to be mediocre.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. They got the Bears.
In hindsight, you always find out the good stuff. Oh man, this is a big story, not for you, but the U.S. Women's national coach is not the U.S. Women's national coach anymore. So he took over after the 2016 Olympics, something like that, World Cup, Olympics, whatever that was. But it was like 2016 he took over. He's gone to 2 international tournaments and has been knocked out of both of them. And when you're the United States women's national team and you are the face of the world when it comes to women's soccer, that's unacceptable. So he is resigned. They have no idea who they're going to replace him with yet. The rumors are circulating already, of course, before he even announced it. A lot of people are pointing to the English women's national team coach who is, getting ready to play in the World Cup final. So always nice that they throw those names out when things like that happen. It's like the Super Bowl, Super Bowl week, and all they want to talk about is which team one of the coaches might be coaching next. So,
well, in basketball, anyway, when LA got knocked out, all they were doing was talking about LA when they lost, and Denver's like, "Hey, we're still here, so who cares about them? They're out golfing." And you know what? When a team fails, someone's got to take the hit. It's not going to be the ownership. It's not going to be the GMs. It's not going to be the VPs. It's going to be the next guy down, and he's lowest man on the totem pole when it comes to management. Right? Purple says probably a smart move. I mean, you lost when they were winning. You should have changed the coach than anyone else. Right?
Oh, nice shot. I think you're right, Perp, in that this is the right time.
Screwed, but I don't know why.
Well, that the goal there that knocked us out, it was controversial, but it is what it is.
Purple
I think you're definitely right that it's a smart move to change now because they are still a winning team, right? But this is one of the more difficult managerial coaching changes to make because this isn't just about the next game. This is about a game that's 4 years from now.
Yeah.
And everything that you do is building towards that. And we were talking about in the car on the way up, and the girls are like, "Oh, we want Carly Lloyd to be the coach." Yeah, Carly Lloyd was a great U.S. women's national team player, but what has she done coaching? Just because you're a good player doesn't make you a good coach. And it's not just about the X's and O's on the field. It's about the managerial duties that come along with that. Think about when you're streaming, Jeff, you're posting, you're creating, you're making your videos, all that stuff you have to manage. And that's a big task when you're talking about a world stage team. So not saying that any of those candidates cannot do it. They're phenomenal, players and professionals and everything else. But this isn't just like my daughter's travel team we're talking about either. So.
And as a manager, as a coach, there's a lot. You got to manage the players. You've got to manage a lot of things going on. I remember years ago,
different organizations, different cups. There's just different entities.
Yeah, I remember years ago when Mike Mayock, who was the face of the NFL Network's draft coverage, he went to work for the Raiders, And, his first day on the job, he thought I was just going to sit around and I was going to watch film and I was going to do this. No, he had to come in and sign off on a purchase order to buy toilet paper. He's like, really? This is my job? So there's a lot of things that, there's a lot of things. Like, look at the NBA. Sure, you've got your head coach, and sure, he's the one that may get fired, but there's a lot of other guys and women sitting on that bench helping, whatever, right?
Yep.
So
and as much as I want to see the best person, get the job, the best candidate get the job, regardless of who, what, how they look, whatever. I being around women's sports as much as I am, I feel like there's definitely a need for leaders of this this group to be exactly what the players are. Meaning, I think we need a woman coach. I've always felt that way when I watch my daughter's teams or her friends' teams, and it's like all these guys are leading these teams. They don't know what those girls go through. They don't know how to speak to them. They don't know how to get personal with them. And sometimes maybe that's a good thing. Just keep it business. But I don't know. I feel like if you can relate to the people that you're trying to coach and manage and teach, makes it a lot easier.
Ryzak, does anybody know how to speak to a teenage girl?
I don't. I'm gonna plead the fifth. I thought I might be able to break the mold, but that was wrong.
No, I have two sons, so I have no idea. But just from what I hear from my friends and what I read on the TikTok, what I read on the TikTok. So,
Jeffy, we're down inside the last 20, just to let you know, as a warning there for our time.
That's okay. We'll fly through these last couple so we can get through. High school in Texas is different. They're building out this whole complex for a high school, for a school that has 1,300 students. Like, whatever.
Well, here's the real kicker about this, Jeff. I was reading some of the comments on that post, and somebody put up some stats on there about financially, the financial help that schools get from the nation, from the county, are based off of the test scores usually. And that school in the state of Texas is ranked like 950th in test scores.
Nice.
So how do they build that? And I know it's the donors, but isn't that what we gripe about that in college sports, but not in high school athletics? Weird.
Yeah. I just, as a Cowboy fan, I just want to reiterate that Eagle fans suck. And even players have to come out. So guy got injured, and what are they doing? They're doing the wave. They're all excited and cheering and doing wave. Well, this guy is, may have lost his career. Even the players are coming out and saying, "Come on, we got to be better, people." And
think back. What's some historic ones that you could think of where Philly fans have been a little abrupt? By the way, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Lincoln Financial Field is the only stadium in the NFL to have a jail cell in the bottom of it.
Oh, there you go. And then finally,
how about the batteries, the Santa Claus? That's where I was going, Jeff. When the batteries at a baseball game, they were throwing batteries on the field at the Phillies game, and then they're like beating up Santa Claus or something that one game.
Could be. This was a late arrival. You threw this in last minute.
Yeah, sad.
Sad story out of Miami.
Oh my gosh! So this is a killer whale that was in. Is it the SeaWorld that's in Orlando or
Miami,
Florida somewhere?
Yeah,
Miami.
Yeah.
So it's in the smallest tank in the world for a mammal this large, and Jim Irsay, the owner of the Indianapolis Colts, has been a huge advocate for getting this whale moved to the Pacific Ocean, Northwest Pacific Ocean, like off the coast of Oregon, Washington, somewhere. And unfortunately, as all of those plans have been ramping up and they've been making arrangements to move this whale, the whale passed away. So rest in peace to our little friend here. Pretty sad, and I get it. It's wrong to keep animals in captivity for the entertainment of us and everything else. But
down the road from us is Marineland, and so there's lots of press about the whales and the animals that are there, and alleged mistreatment and this, that, and the other. And, I don't think I've ever, I don't think I've ever been to Marineland. I don't think I've ever, maybe I took the boys, Biggle Mac and his brother, maybe when they were little, but yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
that is it that is it.
Woohoo! Look at us.
It is time for 5 guesses. He says so he can edit that together.
Yeah, that's why I was staying quiet.
I can edit that together. All right, what do you got?
All right, Jeff. So this week we're going to follow kind of the formula you gave us a few weeks ago. I am going to give you a list of things, and you are going to rank them. But as you know, I'm not going to give them to you in any sort of order. So if you pick something for the number 1 spot, and then I give you another one that you like better, you're going to be stuck, right? So we'll go through. You'll rank these based on how I give them to you, and then you run down what your real ranking would be. Okay? Today, Jeff, what we're going to talk about is top 5 80s video games.
80s video games.
You're going to rank these 80s video games in a top 5 order.
Wow.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So the first game, Jeff, is Castlevania.
Ooh. I was never a big Castlevania fan. I don't know what's coming next, but I'm going to go number 4.
Number 4 with Castlevania.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The next one, Jeff, is Dig Dug.
Dig Dug. Did I ever play that? I probably played it. Dig Dug will be number 3.
Number 3 for Dig Dug.
Without knowing what's coming next.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm happy with the position of those 2.
That's good. All right. So we've got Dig Dug at 3. We've got Castlevania at 4. All right. Your next one, Jeff, is none other than Tetris.
Wow. We're going to skip over the fact that it's a Russian game and we're not big fans of Russia at the moment. Probably inappropriate for you to put it on the list. But played it many, many times on many different devices. Don't know what's coming left, but there's only 2 other ones. I still got the number 2 slot. It's been around a while. Crow Resin is here. It is also my retro Friday night theme song is loosely based on it, so I'm going to give it the number 1 slot.
Wow, Tetris is going number 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so you got Tetris at number 1. You've got Dig Dug at number 3. You've got Castlevania at number 4. That leaves you the 2 and 5 slot. So the next one I want to give you, Jeff, is Double Dragon.
Oh, yeah, drop that at 5. I was never
number 5.
Yeah, slotting that right in at number 5. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, slotting that in at number 5. Yeah.
That's definitely going to upset some of our arcade E-type people.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
Well, you've done good so far, Jeff. You've done good so far.
Again, given the ones you've given me, I'm going to slot that right in.
Well, the last one I was going to give you, Jeff, is Duck Hunt.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
And Duck Hunt is gonna go right in there at number 2.
Yeah. Yes. So
tomorrow, all right. So just to recap. Hold on. Just to recap what you had. So Tetris was number 1.
Yep.
Duck Hunt was number 2.
Yep.
Dig Dug was number 3. Castlevania was number 4. Double Dragon was number 5. Jeff, that is your rankings based off of what you did not know. So what would your real rankings be for those 5 games?
I will be honest. I'm good with those rankings. I'm actually good with those rankings. Given those 5.
Yes, that was pretty easy for you, Jeff. Maybe I should have thought of some different game names.
You know what? Well, you went with 80s, so you were tied to only, there was,
Yeah. It's basically Nintendo Atari, right? Like, here we go, computer. But so here's what I want to do for you.
Here's Crow Resin thinks it's number 1. He thinks
Yeah.
Double Dragon should be higher. Again, it's my choice. Crow, make your own list.
It is.
Crow,
so here we go. I'm going to give you a bit here, Jeff.
Comment on the video. Comment on the when I put this together. Comment your 5. Crow Resin.
Okay. I'm going to give you a little bit here for your clip. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Dang, Jeff, you nailed that. There you go. There you go, buddy. Looking out for you. Right, we got to get it live, so.
Yeah. I could have taken that from last week's clip. I'm gonna say, those were good. But yeah, I think given what you gave me, I thought you were gonna give me some other games, possibly like the Pac-Man. Oh, speaking of that,
I was thinking about Miss Pac-Man, but
so tomorrow, Retro Rewind is back at 4 p.m. Eastern. That is 1 p.m. for Ray and Crow. That is 2 p.m. for Callie, 3 p.m. for SPG. And it's for Dandroid out in the UK. That's 9 o'clock. You have to explain the whole time. And for anyone off in Eastern Europe, that would be 10 p.m. I am going to have some video clips. Hopefully, I get around to it from the Game X Toronto that I was at, including some people playing Duck Hunt with the screen, with the old screen and the gun. So, speaking of Duck Hunt, there will be some video footage live from last weekend from the Duck Hunt. So I've just got hundreds of videos and pictures I need to sort through to try to find these before tomorrow's show. But yeah, so look out for that tomorrow afternoon. Watch when Retro Rewind is back with me and Ray, and SPG and Ms. Tracy met each other for the first time ever in real life. So we're going to hear about that tomorrow too. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. What would be your 5? How would you rank the 5? I didn't rank my basketball players, but how would you rank the 5?
Let's see. I would have definitely gone Tetris at 1. I would have definitely gone Duck Hunt at 2. I would have probably put Double Dragon at 3, Dig Dug at 4, Castlevania at 5. Mm-hmm. There you go. Mm-hmm. Little hair reveal. I gotta get the soccer hat out.
Oh, there you go.
It's nice and sunny out. So there we go.
Yeah, lots of our community are meeting each other. Ray reminded me that he met Primo, had a big barbecue at his place, and a great family man.
That's right.
So a lot of the community is getting together and meeting in real life. So that's great.
No, it's a beautiful thing. Jeff, thanks for changing the time with me a little bit here to accommodate. Appreciate everybody joining us today. A little different time, but it was good. It was good. Not too hot out here, so not too bad. Not too bad.
You got the lawn chair. You got the. I have one of those fold-up lawn chairs, but it's like a little ottoman, so I can put my feet and whatever. Ray likes this time better. He does not like the 6 a.m. time slot.
Yeah. It's the 6 a.m.'s tough on him. Here you go. This is
I asked Crow if he wanted to go. He's like, that's too early. It's 6 o'clock in the morning for me.
Yes. Oh yeah, there's the little neck, little necky thing. Yeah, there we go. All right. Well, again, thank you all for watching. Definitely always fun. So I would have been bummed if I missed it. So thanks again, Jeff.
Oh, Crow has to go back and watch it. Try to catch when I'm in town. Purple says I have to go back. Oh, no, still. Where's Purple's message? Why can't I get Purple's message?
Said also shout out to my fellow.
That's the one I was trying. I know that's the one I was trying to get up there. So yeah, appreciate everybody dropping in. Look forward to when I post the abridged version of the top 5. I want people to comment their top 5. See if they.
Definitely, we love it. Love to see it, and it helps Jeff to get some traction there. So
yeah, I love the
good stuff.
I spent a lot of time editing that video. That video is the hardest thing I have to edit. Is slicing that up. So especially when we talk over each other, we're trying to do
especially
better.
hard when you're just taking like a second audio clip, a 2-second audio clip, and adding those in, right? That's when it gets really challenging, because then you got to try to line it up. So
Instagram and
anyway.
Reels and TikTok can be longer. YouTube Shorts are a
Yeah.
minute. So I always
Yeah.
edit those two, and then I've got to try to figure out, all right, how the hell can I get this down to 58 seconds, 55 seconds, and how can I? Yeah, because I want to hit the short. I want it to be in the short. I could make it a minute and a half and post that as a video, but I want it to hit the short stat feed. So, yeah. But thanks everyone for doing it. Safe driving home, Mr. Ryzak. Safe driving home.
Tomorrow evening we got a game at 5, so we're not getting on the road until probably about 7. And we got 3 hours back. So the life of a travel soccer parent.
You're sleeping over tonight?
Yeah, there's 2 games today, 2 games tomorrow.
Oh, I thought it was just a today thing.
No, that's why we were supposed to be here last night as well, but then change in plans. So if we had been here last night, wouldn't have had any issue. We would have gone at normal time. So
yeah, cool. All
anyway.
right. Thanks everyone. Right. Thanks Ray. Thanks Flippy. Thanks Crow. Thanks SPG was there earlier. Unitrix was here. Did I miss anybody? I don't know if I missed anybody, but if you're watching on replay, leave a comment that you were here.
Please.
You got to the end and said goodbye. And everyone at the end, say goodbye to Crow Resin. Bye.
Goodbye, Crow.